Welcome to the Nevis Newscast for Wednesday, June 27th, 2018. I'm Fredicia Liebert. A delegation from the International Monetary Fund, IMF, met today, Wednesday, June 27th, with senior officials in the NIA's Ministry of Finance. The visit is an IMF Article 4 mission, which is part of the annual economic review of St. Kitts and Nevis.
We welcome this level of engagement. We think that it's very important for us as a government. You would recognize, of course, that we have economic challenges largely born out of scale. A lot of our problems here, I think, is just the size of our island, the fact that we are relatively small, and as a consequence of our size, it means that our tax base is quite limited. There isn't a whole lot of room. There's not a whole lot of fiscal space for us to maneuver and to operate. Notwithstanding our size, our people's demands are the same. So our people still want, of course, proper roads, proper electricity, proper water, proper health care. So we have to find creative ways to do that. And over the years, I think we've been forced into a situation of focusing largely on financing what we do from debt, which creates its own problems, as you know. So we are trying to do some things.
The Premier listed a number of initiatives that the Ministry of Finance has taken recently, namely concluding its debt restructuring arrangement with the St. Kitts, Nevis and Gwilla National Bank, reforming concessions for developers, empowering small and medium-sized enterprises, including providing seed funding for female and young entrepreneurs, seeking to reform the Small Enterprise Development Unit and twinning it with the Nevis Investment Promotion Agency, offering property tax amnesty and seeking to grow the offshore sector. Leading the team was Arnold McIntyre, Deputy Division Chief of the Western Hemisphere Division of the IMF.
Premier, let me say that we are encouraged by your comprehensive approach to the challenges that face Nevis. We are particularly encouraged when we connect the dots in what you have been saying, your focus on growth and trying to increase the sustainable rate of growth that the island experiences through your various initiatives with small and medium-sized enterprises, addressing your business climate with the creation of a one-stop shop. These are all proposals that are in our view, are going in the right direction. So overall, Premier, we fully support your direction. We are here to learn from your staff and to give you the best of our advice, and that we hope at the end of the day this is helpful to you as you proceed with your country and cabinet to move Nevis.
Also a part of the delegation were IMF economists Takuji Komatsuzaki and Mauricio Vargas, economists Peter Abraham Jr. and Kevin Woods of the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, as well as economist Stefan Meyer of the Caribbean Development Bank. The St. Kitts and Nevis Red Cross Society partnered with the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the Nevis Disaster Management Department to host a 3-day Open Data Kit and Mega 5 workshop at the Emergency Operations Center at Long Point. Facilitator and Innovation Officer of the International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Society, Boris Guyona, spoke about the objective of the workshop.
And the main objective behind this course is give to the organization and the Red Cross and NEMA and MDND have more tools to go to the field and improve the process of information management. This course is about the use of mobile data collection, mobile data device, and is the main objective is reduce the time in case that we have an emergency or we have a special project. The objective is reduce the time that we need to respond. It's a pleasure for the Federation, help to improve for the national societies of the other organizations.
Ryan Dyer, Director of the Nevis Disaster Management Department, says the department was pleased to be partnering with the various organizations.
We have been partners over the years, and we continue to strengthen our collaboration with regards to our preparedness and response mechanisms. This workshop would assist us in enabling us to have a single assessment tool going into the communities to collect data in order to expedite the response to the various persons who would have been impacted. And it is important also for us to ensure we gather as much information as possible for our database management to ensure our capabilities, response, and preparedness mechanisms are strengthened going forward.
The sessions, in which a number of officials in the health and emergency field were trained, began on Monday, 25th June, and concluded today, Wednesday, 27th June. The workshop came as a result of the effects of Hurricanes Irma and Maria in late 2017. The following is a press release from the Ministry of Agriculture, Lands, Housing, Cooperatives and Fisheries regarding guidelines for the importation and exportation of marine products effective July 1st, 2018. An individual who is exporting marine products must obtain an export marine product application form, a catch certificate, and a health certificate, as well as a Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora form for queen conch, dolphin samples, and marine turtles from the Department of Fisheries at the Ministry's Prospect Estate offices. Additionally, there will be a processing fee of $20 EC per application. An individual who is importing marine products must provide the granted export permit for the marine products to the Department of Fisheries in advance. This will be needed for the department to further process the application. The importer must also provide the health and catch certificates as well as the site permits to the Department of Fisheries for the permission to import into the Federation. The processing fee will be $20 EC per application. The public is asked to note that cooked marine products do not require any of the above-mentioned documents. Still to come,
Whilst I'm in congratulatory mode, let me extend congratulations to our youth parliamentarian, because I gather that all 4 of the young parliamentarians did extremely well.
the details after this break. Welcome back. The St. Christopher and Nevis Parliamentary Branch was recently represented at the 43rd Annual Conference of the Caribbean, the Americas, and the Atlantic region of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association, which took place in Grand Cayman from June 15th to 23rd. The delegation, which was led by Speaker of the National Assembly, the Honorable Michael Perkins, included Senior Minister, the Honorable Vance Amory, and Clerk of the National Assembly, Sonia Boddy Thompson. 16 branches of the 19-member organization from across the region were represented at this important parliamentary conference. Specially invited delegates from the parliaments of the United Kingdom, the Isle of Man, Nova Scotia, Canada, and Cuba were also in attendance. According to Speaker Perkins, the conference is an excellent platform for dialogue between regional parliamentary colleagues where they not only discuss issues affecting their respective legislatures, but also discuss critical issues impacting their various territories, while at the same time find solutions to properly address these issues. The conference, which was hosted by the Legislative Assembly of the Cayman Islands, was held under the theme Building Small Developing States. The plenary session provided an excellent opportunity for delegations to discuss issues affecting their various countries. The topical issues discussed were relevant security systems for the government entities, including parliaments of small developing states, relevant education system to build the economy of small developing states, relevant population growth in the multinational jurisdictions of small developing states, and how should CARICOM respond to the focus of deglobalization, and how will this affect the Caribbean, the Americas, and the Atlantic region. Meantime, Premier, the Honorable Mark Brantley, has extended congratulations to the youth parliamentarians who represented the Nevis branch of the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association at the 14th Regional Youth Parliament. Comprising their team were Celestial Hanley and Lauren Lawrence of the Charlestown Secondary School, Roger Williams of the Nevis Sixth Form College, and Charlene Myers of the Gingerland Secondary School.
So you would have known, no doubt, that we sent a large team to the Cayman Islands for the Regional Parliamentary Association conference that they had there, and which concluded only last Friday. We also had the President of the House, we had the Clerk of the House, and we had some ministerial representation as well. I believe both the Deputy Premier and the Junior Minister Hazel Brandy Williams were in attendance. And so I think we had a good team who were there representing, and they represented well by all accounts, because I gather that all four of the young parliamentarians did extremely well. But in the case of Roger, he was adjudged the best speaker for the government side. And so for him to emerge the best speaker for the government side from all these youth parliamentarians regionally, I think that that is a signal achievement. And I would want, again from this rostrum, to congratulate young Roger and indeed all the other participants, Miss Lawrence, Miss Hanley, and Miss Myers as well, for an excellent job that they did.
The youth parliamentarians debated the long-term implications of Brexit for the Commonwealth nations, including the small island developing states of the Commonwealth, Caribbean, Americas, and Atlantic region. That's how we end this edition of the Nevis Newscast. On behalf of all of us here at the Department of Information, I'm Fredicia Liburd. Thank you for viewing.